Hey everyone, I'm Yasmin and today we're going to have another of Yasmin's 5. Yay! Today we're going to talk about my 5 favorite companies. For the people who know which sculpt this is, first of all, you will get a virtual cookie. Yay! Second of all, that's a bit of a spoiler. For the first company, I'm going to tell you which belongs to my top 5. Again, this top 5 is totally my personal top 5 and they are all in random order. I had a very tough time to figure out which my 5 favorite companies were. So I decided to go to choose the 3 companies I have the most dolls from, or 4 actually, and the other one is a company I will always go back to because I just love their dolls so much. So yeah, but of course that can change in a while, and I'm going to start soon. This is Sai. He was my second grill and he is Souldoll, so spoiler alert. And yes, Sai was my second grill because when I saw him I fell in love. The problem was that I couldn't find any owner pics of the sculpt, or not many, just I think a handful, I think 2 or 3, maybe 3 owners, something like that. So it was really hard to orientate if I wanted to have this doll or not, because I usually check out owner pics when I see a doll I like, and from there on I decide if I want it or if it's maybe not for my plans or not for me. So that's why I'm going to start with Souldoll. Souldoll has interested me for a long time. I bought there from the start. I have 4 dolls from them at the moment. All 4 are Zenith, 1 girl, 3 boys. And I just really like the sculpts. I also really am very fond of the new sculpts they made, the Asian Korean looking ones, of course. And I hope maybe one day I can get someone like that in my crew, but at the moment I don't have an OC for it anyway, so I'm not focusing on that at all. And in my case it is when it all comes a doll leaves. So first a doll, we're the other way around. First a doll has to leave, then I can get a new doll. That's simply how it works. So Souldoll. Why do I like Souldoll? Well, I like the sculpts, like I said before. They are original, and the MSDs are what for most people are like. You have a big crew. You have a big amount of people that like the minifees a lot. For me, she is better than a minifee because I had both. I had minifees a few times and I like them. I have to admit I really like them, but they don't work out for me because somehow I can't get out of it what's in the beauty of a minifee. And I could do that with the Souldoll MSD girls, and they have a similar size to it, and they pose so good. So to me they are like that, and they are not that expensive as the minifees are, so that's always of course a good thing. The downside is that on the Souldoll is very kind. That's it. First, I never had problems with Souldoll before. They have nice events. I like the website. The things I like less is that they have sometimes, especially nowadays, they have pictures with a lot of background stuff in there. There's too much going on, and that's how you can't really see the beauty of a doll. I prefer a doll to also be photographed with just a white background, and these days they seem to add a lot of background stuff and the beauty of the doll, it looks so photoshopped that the beauty of the doll isn't really um, showing through, because the whole picture, that's the image they are showing. So I think about product sales, they could do better pictures, but I do love the fact that they photograph, a lot of times they photograph a single blank head. That's really nice because, like I said, you don't see Souldoll a lot, and I really want to see the opportunities that a blank head has. So I'm really glad that they do that. A lot of companies don't. So about the Zenith line, we're going to talk about it. The downside, the only one they really have, are the hands and feet. The hands are, as you can see, very big. They're almost as big as his whole face. Those are both hands. Personally, I don't mind that he has such big hands. I can get used to it. It's a man, so that's just totally fine. But the feet are also huge. If you are looking for very specific shoes, then yeah, you might want to think about swapping feet for another company, because the feet are huge. They won't fit into every hound shoe. So if it's a very specific pair of shoes you need him to wear, then keep that in mind. His feet are huge, so check up the information on how big the shoes are. They pose pretty well. They are a little bit stiff, but they pose pretty well. And yeah, when they come, they're also strung pretty tight. A lot of people don't like their dolls that tight, because sometimes the head won't move as well. But I don't mind. I like my dolls tightly strung. So yeah. So like I said, lots of events. The dolls are beautiful, and I think they should get more credit for their dolls. So that's also a thing. I think more people should check them out. By the way, I will put all the links of what I will mention in my 5 favorites below, so everyone can check them out. So we're going to the second one. The second one is Volks, which will not come as a surprise. I have a love-hate relationship with Volks. I don't like the company itself because of the way people see them and the way they act sometimes. I don't like the fact that it almost feels like an elite club or anything. Also the system, how it works to get your doll, and yeah, and the events and whatever they have. I don't know, it seems like an exclusive club, and I think it's very Japanese, I think, to do it like that, because my friend told me when you go to a concert in Japan it works similar to that. But for me, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just rather buy a doll because I'm the first one in line or whatever. When a pre-order starts, I just really like the idea of being there on time and just getting it because you're the first. So yeah, I also don't like that they always have to put a higher value or the highest value on packages, because in Europe, of course, customs are a big problem. At least here in the Netherlands, that is. So I don't like it, and I still think if they would open a Volks Europe store, which probably is never going to happen, but if they will open it, then I will definitely like them more. What I do like is actually the sculpting. I love their sculpts. The sculpts are so classic to me, especially of course the older ones. They are classic. And I love the detail they have in their sculpts and in their full sets, and it's just really beautiful. They have a nice website with nice pictures that will show you a very basic doll, but you know very well what you are going to purchase, and you can find so many owner pictures of them. So that's definitely an easy one. Volks poses, in my opinion, poses very well. The resin is very thick, the quality is very heavy, so that's definitely a plus. They're definitely worth the money, I would say. I never had an issue with volks, but I have to admit that I only bought volks secondhand because of the whole system and things. I just really look up to purchasing from them right away because it's a bit of a hassle, and yeah, I just want a regular website like, for example, Souldoll has, and just make it a little bit more easy for me. So on to the next one. Switch. Again, a company I never bought from directly, so I can't really say how the order system there works or how the customer service there is, but I do definitely love them. I love their sculpts. They are so creative and come out with new sculpts yeah, every now and then, and they open up orders every now and then, and for specific sculpts. Yeah, so I really like that. I really like their sculpts. Say it like that. I'm just fond of the way they sculpt. You can recognize a switch very well, that it's a switch, and you don't even need to know that it's one. I usually hybrid switches, so to keep, yeah, I don't know, I never had a switch body. All my switches are hybrids, but I still love them. They're very easy to hybrid as well. The color wise, it's also with the volks, by the way, easy to hybrid color wise. And yeah, so I think switch is really nice. What can I say? What's the downside? Well, the only thing I can say is that second hand, the prices are going really up. I mostly buy them second hand, but it really depends. I never bought them straight from there, at least. So yeah, so I have to say that they have lovely sculpts, and I don't really see a bad point in them. But yeah, as I said, I can't tell anything about the body or anything or about the surface. So it's purely based on sculpts, and I own a lot of them. So yeah, I can say that it doesn't belong in my favorite company list because I obviously think they're beautiful. So the next one up is Soom. That doesn't come as a surprise, I think, because I own a lot of Sooms. Soom, especially a few years ago, were very creative. Still are, but right now they're mostly re-releasing sculpts. So they will bring out Migma in a different version, or the Dia in a different version, and it's maybe, I don't know, a bit tacky sometimes. Not always. It doesn't always work out very well, I think. But on the other hand, a lot of people buy them, so I guess a lot of people do like them. I think the older sculpts are still the most loved ones. So maybe that's why they do it like that. Because, for example, the Dia is a very well sold doll, and every time there's a Dia for sale, the price goes up and up and up. So I can imagine why they are doing this. Yeah, their service is quick. I ordered from them quite a few times now, and I never had any problems with the orders. I heard from fans that they had some issues before and they wouldn't solve things, but yeah, I don't know because I didn't experience it myself. I know that there were some issues with Soom. So yeah, but I just really love their sculpts, and I hope, I don't hope that they bring out something new, because yeah, I don't want to reshell a doll at the moment for only one, but yeah, that's not going to be a Soom. So yeah, Soom has lovely sculpts, nice website, nothing wrong with that. I also really like the Idelians, and I like the fact that they bring out the super gems in Idelians now, looks like it at least. So yeah, So that's a good thing, but like I said, I heard that customer service is not a very good thing. They don't really offer um, a lot of choices when something arrives broken. I think they will say something like, you can ship the part back on your cost, and we can ship your part at your cost, which would probably cost you a lot of money. So I don't think that's a good replacement, because I think they should refund it all. So yeah, because it's not your fault that it arrives broken, it's their fault they didn't wrap it too good. But I don't know exactly, because I wasn't the person who this happened to. Quality of dolls, I never had personally, I never had a doll that had a bad quality from Soom, but I also heard things otherwise, at least way back. I heard that, yeah, like I said, things arrived broken or the resin was really thin. I never experienced that myself, so I can't tell you about it, but it's it's a well-known company. So we're on to the last one. And the last one for me is Iplehouse, or Iplehouse. Iplehouse it is, yeah. So, what to say about them? The last one was really hard for me because, yeah, I had a few companies that I could pick from at the end, but yeah, I chose Iplehouse because, yeah, the sculpts mostly. I really like the sculpts, and yeah, I decided to choose Iplehouse because the beautiful bodies. They were the first ones I knew that had bodies like that, and yeah, that's why I chose Iplehouse. And I started out with girls, and now I have a guy as well. I like their posing actually. A lot of people complain about their posing. While the old body, I have to say, the old girl body doesn't pose that well. She stands, but that's about it. She can sit, she can do anything. But the newer body is way better. The system is just way better. It's still not the same kind of poser as my Souldoll is, for example, but it's just a whole different doll. It's just total opposite. So you can really compare it together. The downside for a lot of people are the posing. They are very heavy and they are very big, so they don't fit. Yeah, they don't fit everything. They, especially when you have a yeah, the big version, the biggest, then you will need to have different clothes than SD clothes because they won't fit unless it's really, really, really stretchy. So yeah, the good thing is I heard they ship fast. I didn't experience it myself. Yeah, well, yes, I did. They ship fast, and that's a good thing. And I have to say that I really love their face ups. So so Iplehouse, I'm sorry, I'm saying it again, is for me is a very great company in all kinds of views, because I don't experience the errors that other people have with them. They are heavy, that's true, but so are Granado dolls, and I still love them anyway. So yeah. So this was my favorite 5 companies, my personal favorite. Of course, I have way more companies I like for different reasons, but I had to pick only 5. So I choose to pick 5, which I actually own dolls from, because the other ones I can't really judge because I don't know how. Yeah, it really feels like when you own something. Sometimes when you have something in your hands for one day, one time, it's very different than when you eventually own it or pose it more often, because then you notice how annoying it poses, or how or maybe you have to learn to yeah, handle it or anything like that. So that's sort of how it works. So yeah, this was my top 5, and I hope you enjoyed watching. if you have another idea for my next top 5, what it should be about, doesn't matter. Maybe top 5 favorite Instagram accounts, maybe top 5 worst companies, top 5 cheap companies, top 5 doll clothing stores, top 5 eye shops, you name it, and I will make my next top 5 maybe about that. So like I said, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you liked it, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.